nationwide, so
Super.
okay,
I've heard
lovely.
of it.
Well, Liverpool is the home of the Beatles, the Cop and the ferry across the Mersey.
Yes, but what about beneath the Mersey? Well, when we asked Miranda to pull on her wetsuit, would you find an octopus's garden or just a load of full shopping
Easy for you to
trolleys?
say.
Built in the mid-1800s, the Albert Dock was one of the biggest construction projects of its time. And for a while, it made Liverpool an epicentre for world trade.
For decades, thousands of ships and boats have unloaded their cargo here. But it wasn't just official goods they were bringing in, they had stowaways too.
From around the world, creatures attached to hulls, caught in ballast tanks and swept in from the sea, made this old industrial heartland home. And the only way to get a really good look at this habitat is to get in the water, and I'm not going in alone.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in the middle of the Albert Dock in Liverpool. It's a world famous heritage site.
Susan Gilbertson has lived in Liverpool for most of her life and spends her days talking about the history of the Albert Dock.
That's where Richard and Judy used to film this morning.
Although she works on top of the water, she's always been curious about what lies below, especially as there's a piece of Liverpool folklore about a creature lurking in the depths.
There has been reports of a ginormous eel, a conger eel, is it?
Conger eel, yeah.
Yeah, conger eel. And basically, there's a little funny story going around, everyone refers to it as Dock Ness.
This is your Dock Ness monster?
Yeah.
Wow, so a big conger eel living in the docks here.
Living in the
wow.
dock.
So, with special permission, in we go.
Right, you ready for this?
Yes.
Feeling warm?
A bit warmer.
It's going to be amazing.
And it really is. Every structure under the water has become an artificial reef packed with life.
I can't get any straight.
It's just covered in mussels, isn't it? It's smothered. It's about that fat at the bottom, just with all the mussel growth and all the sea squirts and everything. You thought there'd be plenty of space for everything, but they're all crowded on top of each other.
So it's not like they find a fresh piece of space, it's just, oh, this one will grow on top of it.
The water here is incredibly clear, partly due to these mussels that filter bacteria, plankton and other organic material. And they also provide a hearty meal for other creatures. But there is one animal that Sue has seen year on year floating around the docks.
There we go, it's a jellyfish. They won't sting, it's a mean jelly, and they don't sting.
And what do they do?
Like it here. They're food for turtles. That's what
Oh, is that for dinner then? Hello, turtle dinner.
As the waters warm up during the summer months, more and more jellyfish appear here in the docks. And I didn't think we'd see anything better when we got a glimpse of Susan's Dock Ness monsters. Well, okay, these conger eels are only about 1.5 meters long, but I never expected to see so many of them in a city.
Those conger eels were beautiful, weren't they? Those two tails hanging in that green weed. They're sort of almost twisted around each other, and then suddenly, on 1 minute, they're just off.
Oh, they were gorgeous.
Really beautiful.
Silky cookie, you had a touch them. Beautiful.
Normally, these eels live around the coast, but this artificial reef has attracted them here, providing great habitat and food.
What do you think then?
It's amazing. I'm lost for words. It very rarely happens, and it's absolutely fantastic. I could just stay and look at it for hours.
I never expected to see so much variety of life in the heart of Liverpool. Species from all around the world cohabiting successfully in their little hideaway beneath the waves.
What What a little dive that was. I think we're all gobsmacked at that. Miranda's here. Miranda, the docks are going to be full of people, aren't they? Now,
Please don't throw yourselves in the docks at Liverpool tomorrow morning. No, you do need permission to go in there. We did have special permission, but it was amazing. If anybody can get the chance to go, it was really mind-blowing.
But the eels we saw there are quite well travelled, aren't they?
They are, yeah. They migrate out to the middle of the Atlantic where they just spawn once and then the adults die and the juveniles manage to find their way back to our shores. Absolutely incredible migration that they...
So what work have they been doing then to turn it into the Great Barrier Reef?
Well, in the early 80s, there was a massive amount of dredging. They dredged all this horrible mud out of the docks. It took years and years and years. They cleaned it up. They opened it in 1987. And, nature has a wonderful way of just cleaning up our mess, basically, and regenerating itself. And the results are on the